And you make it go right.
Let me close the door behind. Oh.
Okay. It'll probably be just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the thing at? Where's the volume? Should be going on any moment. Yes, should be going on any moment.
Should be going.
Here it goes.
Here we are.
Yep. We are here. We are live now.
Robot and the Bear. 59.
Okay, well, we did make this great milestone of number 59. Always wanted to get to number 59, and here we are.
Really?
No. No. We did say that at 40, this great thing was going to happen, and someone was going to dump a dump truck of money.
Right.
At number 40, and it didn't happen. But 59, it's like so close to 60 that I could feel the dump truck is reversing down the street right now.
Yeah, the dump truck is slowly making its way. We're going to get some of that, that Squarespace money or that Audible money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That or what else? It's got to go to one of those big. Yeah, networks, right? Whatever network. Yep. Anyway, so we did get, but one good thing about Robot and the Bear, for those that give a shit, that we did chart.
You mentioned that. What
supposedly
happened?
I don't know. Is that real or what? I don't know. There's a thing called Chartable, and according to that, we charted. The highest we ever got was number 10 in Japan in visual art category of podcasts. We were number 10, and right now we were at like 110, right? Like it went down, but it charted, and but it's still in the chart. Like it didn't.
That was when you had what's his name on, right? That was when you.
No, this was like in the last month, and in the last month, our more recent podcasts.
What? Well, no, it was back when.
It's not because of Dawn. It's not because of Data Dawn. I don't think so.
Dawn.
I don't think so.
You had that one artist on.
Who? Baron,
yeah.
But that's not Robot and the Bear podcast, though.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh, okay.
No, that didn't go on the Robot and the Bear, so... No, we earned this shit ourselves. It's not fucking Baron. It's not fucking Baron. And also, I think I saw another report that for 1 month we charted in visual arts in Canada, but it was like a really low number, and then it dropped off after that. And then on every other chart, we don't even show up. So, but we're consistently in the top 100 and something in Japan.
Wow. Yeah.
There you go.
Japan.
There you
go.
Love
you, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Love you. I love you. Yeah, we both love Japan. So
exactly. So maybe that's how we're on there. And maybe, obviously it's in English. Unless there's closed captioning and it actually translates, I don't know. But supposedly, there it is. And I believe that not the YouTube version, it's the audio version that I pull from the YouTube, and it goes onto iTunes and all that shit. So Japan.
Well, no, yeah.
Hey,
no
for all of you tens of thousands of listeners in Japan, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
On behalf of Robot and the Bear, thank you very much for having us chart.
Yes, we appreciate it. Wow, that was kind of crazy news. I think you sent me a screenshot of it like earlier this week, and I was like, what?
Well, it said the highest we ever got to was number 10, and then we were at like 104 or something right now, or something like that. But but we were actually number 10. Boom! How do we get to number 1 though?
10. Yeah, how do you get to number 1?
Yeah, I want to know.
You know what we need? We need more
Candy Bolton?
We need more Candy Bolton. We need more ladies. We need to get the ladies.
Is it the ladies or is it somebody in Japanese? But then again, we haven't really done that. So maybe there's just the perfect amount of English speakers listening to it.
I was going to recommend some people that I don't know whether or not they would be interested in being on the podcast, but I would like to have on the podcast, like some Safubi pourers that are expats that I thought would be kind of fun to.
Right? Are they going to answer any questions? Be like, what do you do? They'll just be like, no.
I think so. I think so. Like when I hung out with them in Japan, like they were, they had a lot to say. So,
awesome. Well, either way, thank you, Japan.
Yes, thank you, Japan.
Yeah,
thank you, Canada too. We love you, Canada.
Yeah, my home away from home, Japan. Canada, not so much, but it's okay.
Never been to Canada before, but I'm under the impression that I would love it there.
I'm sure. I've been to a bunch of times, but it's always been good.
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah,
that it'd be nice and cool out there. It's like constantly hoodie weather,
yeah.
So that's kind of like my dream like environment. I
Canada.
thought that like LA would like dish it up, but apparently not, especially this past weekend. This
So
past
you
weekend.
wouldn't want to be in a place that is where the sun is out, like 24 hours a day.
No.
Like what is it like in the seasons, like in Alaska or whatever it is? Like the sun could be up, and
I
you know what I'm
don't think
saying?
Canada's quite like that. I think
Oh,
Canada.
if you're in the northern parts, I think you can get to a point where it's the sun is always up for a season. There'll be a season where it's always up, and then it'll be always dark at
And
the
I
opposite
think, but
end.
it would be amusing just because it'd be so cold outside.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Ooh, it's cold, but look, the sun's up. It's
Wait,
4 in the
does it get
morning."
wait, does it get cold?
In Canada,
I mean, will it be cold when the sun's up? I'm a little confused as to how that weather works,
I'm
but
not really sure.
yeah, I don't know.
I think that is it like,
Canadians, all you Canadians that listen to us, like chime in right now.
no, please let us know.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
have never been to Canada before. I
Yeah.
have been very close to Canada. Every time I go to Detroit, I'm like right there. I look over the water. I see Canada, and like all the good Asian eating is right over there. And I always forget my passport.
Oh,
Always.
oh, oh,
So
oh.
because I'm there to work, right? I'm like not thinking to myself like, oh, why don't I just cross the bridge and like get myself like some Chinese food or something like that.
Oh,
Never really kind of like is
sounds
on my
good.
to do list when I'm preparing to go to Detroit. So
Um, so your art show still continues at GR2.
yes, yes.
Looks very good. Had a visitor today. I met somebody appointment
Mhm.
who came in, and he was the one who bought the pig one. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, it's called Hammy, or
Hammy.
I have an
Yeah,
alternate title is How Can I Serve You, or
he
something
was
like
the
that.
he was the purchaser of that, and was wanted to see everything. So I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll meet you here, of course, customer,
yeah.
great customer.
Fantastic,
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
So I guess one thing I was able to tell people that did come, because I was open even on the weekend a little bit,
Mhm.
and I was able to tell people that these all, not all, but many of these will become paintings.
Yes.
In fact, would you say that doing drawings ahead of time like this makes it a lot easier to get to the paintings because
Yes.
the concept is now done, and
Absolutely.
all you got to do is move your hands, and that's it. No brains, no
That's
brains needed.
yes, exactly. Pretty much, yeah. Like I think, well, I mean, it's still a lot of actual work, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
but no
still,
brains. The brain is shut off. Click,
yeah,
and
like
it's just
well, so this is like one of the things that like, like how it works for me. Like when I'm like knee deep in paintings, the ideas kind of flow out, especially, while I'm working on paintings. So while I like, even if like I am pulling a lot of old drawings from like say the drawings show or the Rakagaki show, I will inevitably conceive ideas for new paintings. Like maybe in
oh, even
3D.
more.
Yeah. And
Gotcha.
I
Oh,
might
and that would be drawings two at GR2. Hey, so while you're
Hey.
painting, write them shits down,
Right. Oh, I
and
definitely write them down. And
get drawing.
I have I've mentioned it before on the show. I've got lists and lists on my phone of painting ideas.
Yeah, from some years old, and they get so old that they get shitty.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
exactly
I
like
mean,
what
right?
was I
It
fucking
happens.
thinking?
You're just like you just kind of some just fall by the wayside, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
some of them, they're so like good. I feel like I gotta hold on to this for the right
yeah.
event.
That's awesome.
And
How often do you review your phone of ideas?
I was struggling with the drawings show, so like I was reviewing a lot of it, in the like when I first started, and then after I got like about like to the sixth or seventh drawing, I started, kind of like the mind started kind of like working again, and I was like, all right, and a lot of the ideas are kind of shitty, but like,
Nah,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
They're just as fine.
Yeah.
They're just as fine as your other paintings.
No. There's heavy hitters, and then there's like, what was I fucking thinking? Like, well,
It's all right. So
it's
we had a
okay.
question. We had a question already for you,
What?
Mr. Duncan Stewart.
Duncan, what's up?
Yep. How do you envision finding the form as a painting? How long can you hold the flow going?
Finding the form can't become a painting. It has to be a drawing. It's just not one of those unless I do it with like ink, you know. But I kind of feel that like it really benefits from the graphite because like there's two kinds of sketcher people, people who sketch. There are people who like can grab a pencil and just like lay it down on paper and just draw it perfectly from the first pull of the pencil. And I am not one of those people. I'm the kind that like sketches all the way around until I finally oh, there it is, and then I'll fill it in, or I'll reinforce the line and maybe erase everything around it. That I think that's kind of how the finding the form drawing from the show is basically you see the silhouette of the bear like drawn over and over and over and over and over and over again, and then I anchor it by really defining the eyes and the nose.
But that
And
was an exaggeration, correct?
the eyes and the nose.
No. The finding the form. You just went super overboard on
Yeah,
purpose, correct?
I really went overboard with it. Like it's drawn like there's so many different versions of it drawn in there. There's even little ones drawn inside of it, and
So that's like so. Wait, I think Duncan purchased this piece himself.
oh, okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
I think he purchased this piece, and now that you say there's a whole bunch of them, I think you should pay twice or double, Duncan. All right. Anyway, not. I'm just kidding. But I mean, you drew the same thing many times, meaning this is many drawings, meaning we'll charge you a lot for shipping, Duncan. Okay. That shipping price is going to be high. Anyway, all right.
Fleece the freaking collectors, Eric Nakamura.
Yeah. Just
that's how galleries work. It's that's how they.
You lose out on one end, you charge extra for shipping because of that insurance is really high.
Yeah, but I think that specific idea, which it's definitely one of my favorite drawings from that show. That
it was a popular one right off the bat. That was probably the most popular.
Yeah, it's it's definitely one of those that I just can't imagine translating as a painting. So
yeah, unless you make it where it's just exaggeration of paint strokes. I don't know if that even works though.
Yeah, I don't think it works unless I just do it on graphite on canvas or panel, but I'm not going to. Like
I see.
It's just it'll like lose its rawness, I think.
So when do you ever start painting, and will you literally use some of the ideas right away, or will they be like you already have more just good to go, and then these are going to be like the next wave of paintings?
I think I'm probably going to pull 10 to 15 from the show.
Dude, that's a lot.
Yeah, there's quite a few in there that I thought were like really solid ones that could work as paintings, and then and a couple, like maybe two or three from the Rakugaki show too. Like round, and then maybe an additional like I'm shooting for a 25 painting show for February, so
wow,
I'll start work on that like once it starts cooling down a little bit. And
how do you know what size to make your paintings on that? Like, do you let's say you already have all your ideas. How do you know which one's going to be that big one and versus okay, this one is going to be small?
I think it has a lot to do with the strength of the idea, right? Like let's say something like the end of Luke Chu, which is just an Evangelion bite, and the drawing I did for that is literally me ripping off the poster art for the movie The End of Evangelion,
right?
And I would love to see that painting huge. Like I would love to see it like at least a 3 foot by 4 foot version of that. I think it'd be a fun painting to just kind of like, kind of get lost in. But then, like, say something like big head, small face, which
Oh, that
is,
one's the best, dude. What are you? That one's gonna be small.
which, well, it'll probably be. I imagine it being like an 11 by 14,
All
11 inches
right.
by 14 inches.
So
So
that doesn't get the 24-36 or the
no, no,
18 by
but
24 even. It's not even gonna get. It's not even gonna get to 18 by 24. It's gonna get some 11 by 14.
yeah.
That's a okay.
And then, but
Gotcha.
then, like, One Trick Pony, which is a very deeply personal painting to me. I
That's
imagine,
gonna be big,
yeah, it could
right?
be like
Yeah.
maybe a 24 by 36
Yeah.
inch
Gotcha.
painting, and
Gotcha.
I have like there's a painting that I've been wanting to rip off by Hakusai that I love, which
The
is
Great Wave with the fucking Mount Fuji in the corner.
no, no, no. I think it's
Okay.
this woman. I think she's kind of like laying or sitting or something like that. Maybe even smoking, and
And she has
her.
sashimi all over her body.
No,
That one? No, I'm
no,
kidding.
no. That people who do that are gross. That's just gross. That's just fucking ruining sushi. That all that body heat, warming everything up, gross. But like,
No. Women have colder blood than men supposedly. So
yeah. Well,
I just made that shit up. I don't know.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
true?
That's from fucking
Is
that's
that true?
Old Boy, right?
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they, in Old Boy,
Yeah, but that movie's made up too. But I mean,
it's actually based on the Japanese manga. Do you know that?
oh really?
Yeah,
Old Boy? What's
Old
it?
Boy.
What's the manga called? Old Boy?
Old Boy. Yeah,
Really? Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah. It's based on a Japanese manga and then turned it into the
That's
Korean
scary.
movie and then turned it
Wow.
into the American movie,
Yeah.
which. I don't even remember how it ended. Like, I remember very vividly how the Korean movie ended.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the American version?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the American. Like, I like did the American version, did he cut his own tongue out?
And did he with his daughter?
Yeah, like those are incredibly important
Did
narrative
that happen?
elements in Old Boy. But what's up to say? Uh, like, it's the one with the woman and her neck is like super long and snake
Oh,
like, and
gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. One of the yokai ones.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm planning on like doing a version of that.
Wow, that's
So I've
cool.
got a long canvas that's specifically for that piece, and I have no problem like ripping off other artists, just as long, and I don't have any problem with anybody else ripping off any
Yeah, but you're
other.
not you're not secretly doing it though, right? Like, "Why, this is my original work. I thought of this and everything."
Nope.
No, you're the first one to say that you're paying homage or doing that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because there are many who hide it, right? Like, this is mine, and they're not, and they get busted usually very quickly.
Oh yeah,
right?
no, this is the absolute wrong time to be doing this.
Yeah,
Like,
because I've seen other artists do it, and it's like, oops, and it becomes an oops because they, nowhere are they saying, hey, this is, fuck yeah, I did this on purpose.
Right, right. Like,
Yeah.
I did this painting from my last show, and it is, oh God, what was the move? It's the one where like someone grabs a person from behind and like it's a wrestling
Heimlich?
move. What?
Heimlich.
A
Heimlich?
no, no, it's not like a Heimlich, but they throw them on the they flip back, and
Oh, it's a wrestling move?
it's a wrestling move.
Souffle?
Uh,
They call that a souffle, but I'm not sure if,
or it's not soup. No,
suplex.
I don't. It might be that.
Suplex, souffle, yeah, both of those
But
things.
I literally like saw that in a anime,
Oh.
and I was just like, oh, that's great. And it was a different, very different context in which it was done. But when I saw it, I was like, that is great. I am going to take that and switch it up and make it my own. And someone called me out on it on Instagram, and
Wow.
I was like, and I was just like, yeah, I fucking love that anime. And I think they appreciated the fact that I was very forthright about like, yeah, that's where I got it from.
I know, it's like, but I don't see what you would earn out of hiding that.
Well,
Like, no, I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. And
Well,
then it's like there might be too many similarities for like bullshit. You know?
people were like, when I posted the hammy piece, the drawing of the pig, holding his own leg as a ham, wearing the chef's hat and the apron. People were kind of like suggesting like, oh, that's from like Cat Dog, the Nickelodeon animation or whatever, and I'm like, I honestly hadn't seen that.
Oh, I thought like Hammy was just part of a series of the shit you've been doing for the last decade,
Yeah,
right?
well,
It's part of the series of the animal eating its own in some way,
right, it's
right?
some kind of cannibalist or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. You've been doing that. You made that shit up.
I've been, I think I've been subconsciously absorbing like information from other artists and reprocessing it into my own kind of thing. And I have not seen that episode of Cat Dog or Dog Cat or whatever it's called on Nickelodeon. It was a 90s animation, and it was
Oh, it
kind of,
is? I never heard of it.
yeah, it was from the era of like Johnny Bravo and
There's like a decade of where I missed out on all music and cartoons, and I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't see anything.
Wow, that was before you made it your full-time job.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It was in the mid 90s, and
yeah.
So, but it was if I might have seen it, and I'm like, when someone said it, I was just kind of like, and I was trying to play back all the episodes of Cat Dog that I had like seen, and couldn't really remember anything, but like it was all these different animation that came out after Ren and Stimpy, and like, so a lot of really kind of absurd humor, and and it all kind of got eaten up by whatchamacallit, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Wow.
Have you seen it? Have you actually ever watched SpongeBob SquarePants?
Just little clips. I've never sat and just pop popcorn and watched a whole episode, which is probably 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah,
or it's even less.
Like 24 maybe.
Yeah. I actually haven't.
But
it looks so absurd. It actually seems it's appealing to me, but I haven't watched it. I want to.
It's crazy. It is a crazy show. Like
I mean, if you're gonna look like that, it's got to be crazy.
I had an ex who was, really into SpongeBob SquarePants, and so I watched a couple episodes, and I was just like, wow, this is what this is what kids are watching these days.
Nah, there's some insane shit. So you must have saw something that made you say, "Fuck Star Wars, fuck Marvel, fuck DC." Was that Dune? Is it the Dune trailer?
The Dune trailer was released.
Yeah,
today.
you didn't say why. I think you just said those things, and I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Okay, like here's the thing.
My girlfriend Charlotte said probably the Dune trailer, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But then
it is like the hype is real, man. Like it looks so good. It looks so fucking good. I'm a big I'm a Dune fan. I wouldn't say I'm a big.
Do you remember
fan.
it well? I mean, I read the novel back in the 80s somewhere, like that long. And it's like I hate to say it, I don't really remember the novel too well. And I remember the movie, the other movie.
I was a huge David Lynch fan for a while, so I loved the Lynch version of Dune. That movie came out in '88. I looked it up recently, and so
it's got Sting in it, all in shape.
Sting in it. It's got freaking what's his name, Kyle MacLachlan. Before he was doing Twin Peaks, and so, and like the image of the Baron Harkonnen, like the big mass and like all this other stuff, like and those crazy sandworms, and the still suits. I loved David Lynch's Dune, and it kind of really skewed the way I read the books. Like I read.
You didn't read the book first.
No, I saw the
movie
first.
Oh, I read the book beforehand. I don't know, 3 years before that, maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then
You were
then
young. I mean, like, yeah, you were like
junior high, probably like maybe 8th grade, 9th grade. I read it, type of thing.
dude, like I tried reading it freaking like as an adult,
Oh,
and
dude,
it's
I was a
hard.
smart motherfucker at that time. Like things just went downhill right after junior high. No kidding. But yeah, no, I read it then.
And
I read Grapes of Wrath. I mean, I read like some boring ass books at that
yeah, but
time.
like but Dune the book itself incorporates a lot of like weird kind of words that come from different cultures.
Oh,
Like the
I don't remember anymore,
Kwisatz
man.
like the Gom Jabbar, the like this
I
weird
remember that
words,
actually.
you know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I read what's his name the Xanth stuff. I forgot who wrote those books.
How
You know,
far up did you read in Dune?
I read Piers Anthony. I read Piers Anthony sci-fi too. You know, like in junior high too. But it's like I forgot.
I was never really a big reader, but I did read
Yeah.
the first 4 Dune books, and I think, like I read, I think it goes from Dune to Children of Dune to Dune Messiah to Dune God Emperor, and I
Wow.
read those 4, and I like it. Like I think it ends beautifully after the 4th book, but I know it goes on, and even his son after oh my god, I can't
Frank
think.
Herbert.
Frank Herbert died, like his son continued the series of Dune
Wow.
stuff. From my understand, they
I wonder
are
if he really wrote it or the son, or is it like he opened a chest and was like, "Son, this is me talking from the grave. I wrote 8 more books. I want you to take the credit.
Yep.
Go on tour, sell the options, do whatever you can, push it to the max, and just stick to the story. You wrote these."
Well, people who are like ridiculous, who are real Super Dune heads, apparently say like they're good, but they're just they're not quite as, I don't know, like full-bodied as Frank's
But then
writing, from I understand.
again,
So
Frank would be like,
outlines.
I wrote these though, just so
Yeah.
you know, from the grave. I wrote these, so
Yeah, he probably could have given him like outlines for like the next like 6 books, and his his son just like
wow.
filled it in. But yeah.
Oh, I thought you were making the motion of smoking a bong hit and then filling it in. But yeah. When is this movie scheduled to come out?
December 19th, I think.
Wow. I mean, it looks super epic. I mean, of course, it's Denis Villeneuve.
The guy who did Blade Runner 2049 and who also did Arrival.
Yeah. And it has a good look, but that dude wouldn't. I mean, I feel like if there's going to be a steward for that movie, he's a great steward for that movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, for that
I
series.
did not like Blade Runner, but I liked Arrival.
I would take Blade Runner. I don't love it, but I mean, we were comparing it to something else, but if you watch it, it just kind of visually, it feels pretty like gnarly, right? Like I thought it felt gnarly.
Visually, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, I love that part. That part of it is part of the battle. I love that part, but I could see what's wrong. But I mean, I don't know. I still liked it. I thought I felt the epic of it.
It's just a weird like movie to like kind of piggyback off of the original Blade Runner.
Had to be tried, right? And
I guess
got to do it.
It was just too long. It was like that. Like you wait freaking like 35 years for to make a sequel off of a movie, and it's just kind of like the fire had died a long time ago. So
That's true. That's true. That's true. He got the Harrison Ford in it, and
I'm not really excited about seeing Harrison Ford anymore. After I saw Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, I was just kind of like, you know what, you're done, dude. You're done. Don't even try again. Like, please.
At that point, I wonder how many of these guys really like practice the chops of acting, or do they just show up and they're just like, I'll go through it. I'll do it. And it's just like, they didn't give a fuck one moment before and they didn't give a fuck one moment after, and they just did it and went, there we go. That's what you get. Bye.
Yeah. Well, that's how you get like the feeling you get from Harrison Ford, right?
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it gets that way though, where, cause I heard like even, was it Clint Eastwood? There's no rehearsal. He just does it and he's like, got it. Bye.
Yeah.
Like I heard that's just like they're at this point. There's no second take.
Yeah.
There's no like art, the art might be not there. It's like
Mhm.
they're just the art is the whole product. So the idea is
Oh,
to get through it and
jeez.
finish it.
Oh man,
You know,
I just got into a really big conversation with a friend of mine about acting and
I don't know anything
art.
about it, so I'm just making shit up. I couldn't tell
Right.
you.
Well, I had an argument. Basically, my argument is that actors are not artists.
Oh yeah, well we've I think that was
Did
in
we have this
podcast number the podcast number 18, number 23, and number 39 we talked about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Like, yeah,
actors.
sorry.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. You're not
Nope.
artists.
You are a tool.
You're a
You are a
cog in the
tool.
machine.
Yeah. You are a tool that helps make this movie complete.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep. The lighting guy and you are the same. I'm sorry, the assistant lighting guy. The other lighting guy.
Well, I will definitely give actors credit. They are,
So an ass. Pull that quote. Pull that quote.
It requires talent to do what they do,
Sure.
but don't fucking call them artists. They're
Damn.
actors.
Damn. Well,
Directors aren't fucking artists either.
It's a craft. It's a craft.
Like do you call the conductor of an orchestra an artist? No, he's a conductor.
Oh, he didn't write the thing.
No.
Oh, he didn't write it.
No, he's just fucking like waving a stick around, trying to get the orchestra to emote, which is always really funny. I played in a youth orchestra when I played violin for, I don't know, like 12 years of my life.
Wow.
And
that means you can still play it.
I could probably still play it.
Wow.
I have a hard time reading it, reading the music.
So you could do like that little Dr. Octagon, whatever, Blue Flowers or whatever, that little beginning violin part. Yeah, there's the violin. Is it?
I'm sure if I
you could do it.
Noodle it around for a while, I could figure it out.
Wow, I didn't know this.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that like it's always kind of funny because whenever when you're playing in an orchestra, you have the sheet music in front of you, you have a conductor way in the center, and you're supposed to follow the conductor. But then you're also supposed to pay attention to the sheet music.
Why is it that they don't have that memorized?
Well, they do. They usually do. But I guess it's just there for backup.
Oh, okay.
I remember a long time ago when I was in high school. I was also in high school orchestra. And
band camp guy?
What?
Band camp.
No, just
you didn't do band camp?
Nope, just high school orchestra.
Oh, okay.
And my buddy.
Good
Charles,
Asian, as said by Andy Shen online. Good Asian.
Yes. My buddy Charles and I were he was first seat and I was second seat.
No.
And he practiced an hour a day, and you could not get me to practice an hour a day. I would be lucky if I could make it through 25 minutes of practicing. We just kind of
decent Asian.
Charles Chu is his name.
Oh, I know, but you're a decent Asian. That means you worked very little, but had a lot of talent and got very far. Charles worked at it a little harder, got even further. But you just kind of worked a little and still got there. Second chair.
Yeah, but
you beat out all the white people, so you did great.
We're talking about fucking high school orchestra here, man.
But you're in Fresno.
And I was in Fresno, right? The competition was not stiff. So, but
you broke somebody's heart by getting second seat, so it's okay.
Maybe. But we played the entire freaking song that we were practicing without reading the music because we had played it so many times that we remembered it. And the conductor, the teacher was so angry at us for just playing it without turning the pages and whatever. And I'm just dude, this is a simple song, man.
A pro musician someday hopefully will chime in and say why they just don't memorize it. I'm sure they can. I mean, I'm sure it's memorized.
Oh, yeah.
But why do you have that paper for? In case you forget? That's just I don't know. It's weird that when I see that too, I'm like, don't you know this song by now? You played it.
Right, you're practicing because, especially if you're a paid musician, right? You're a paid philharmonic musician.
That's what I'm saying, like that.
You should know that entire freaking song from beginning and every single freaking act, little song after that. Like you should know the entire like concert routine by heart
I
by
would
the
think
time you're
so,
ready to go
right?
on. But like
I
but
mean,
second
imagine if
chair
like
still has to flip the music. Still has to
I
flip the
mean,
music.
imagine if you went to a show like the Ministry and there's all of a sudden they all brought out charts and they played their song and they're just like looking at it going ding 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 ding, ding. Like
I would kind of be
it would
impressed. I
be
think that'd
yeah,
be
but
kind of
imagine if that
entertaining.
was the norm, like everybody did that, like Nirvana, and it was like
Yeah,
okay,
they sat down with sheet
yeah,
music in front of them, and
or standing with a
Mhm.
metal little sheet,
Yeah.
rack and
Even the drummer has sheet music, and he's just
see that'd be
following.
so weird if that's how it worked there, Kyle.
It's yeah, I don't really quite get it.
Yeah,
I get yeah, it's weird. Yeah, and it must be tough now. I've been thinking about like who has it like the toughest during this pandemic, and I would
a
have to
bar
say
owner.
the bar. Yeah, well, they
There's
have
nothing they
the
can do.
absolute worst. They
Yeah.
they have it the absolute worst. But I think that like musicians probably have it like second worst.
Unless they have a Patreon or something, right?
Right. Right.
And they're just already like doing shit online. But yeah, musicians probably have it pretty touring ones that are meant
Yeah.
they make their money by touring.
Mhm.
Now they're like, oh, I guess I could do virtual lessons.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing.
I don't know. Like it's the hardest part is but a bar owner can't do shit.
Right. Right.
You want to
Yeah.
would you like to buy a drink virtually, Luke? We're gonna get fucked up.
Unless they have like a back patio or something like that.
I think they're not supposed to unless they have food, right? They can't do that outside. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought they
just is not a strong enough selling point.
but I think you need to have food or something. But I don't know what the rule is now. Maybe you can fucking just drink hard alcohol right on the sidewalk. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking you can't. But
I don't think so either.
yeah, I'm saying is I don't think there's anything. There's not much they can do.
Someone was telling me was that like there are actually bar trucks now.
Oh, awesome.
Like,
hey, any which way to make it work, go for it,
Yeah, but like selling alcohol on the streets is just kind of a bad idea.
Yeah, what about like drive up? Like you pull up in your car and you just give them a tray of shots, and they can take a bunch of shots and drive off.
Right? Well,
drive through.
I've been seeing a lot of ads lately on my feed for people like actually buying like cocktails in like jars that are separated. So like, and apparently you twist something or whatever, and it breaks a seal, and it and mixes the alcohol with the mix or something like that. But I'm wondering like why it took this long.
Yeah.
I don't know. I stopped drinking a long time ago. That Asian drinking syndrome, or
just go buy a can of beer instead. I guess you don't have to like go to some place, and you could just I don't know, whatever. What do I know?
I don't know.
There's the social element of it,
Right.
Like the barfly, the person that just
have you like I
goes
know
to bars. They go to bar to bar to bar to bar at one night. They just drink a drink here. They go to another bar, get a drink there, and they go to another bar and get a drink. I mean, literally, there's people that. So my mom had a restaurant from 1970 to 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I actually helped for a while behind the bar. I was the guy that washed the glasses and all that shit. Right? And I could open a beer. If somebody wants a beer, I can get that. But if it's a mixed drink, I wasn't so good at that because I was, that's like a professional thing. But there are people that would come in for one drink. Maybe they stay an hour. They go right to another bar. They have a routine. Literally. That's what they do every night.
Are they walking to the other bar or are they driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually walking, or they could be driving, but they're going from bar to bar to bar, like maybe 3 of them every night. Like that's just a routine. It's like, that's what they do. They're the ones that we would call barflies, literally, because they're flying to. I don't know if that's what it means, but they are going from bar to bar to bar. But it's like it's social,
I think
right?
A barfly is literally like if you because how bars like really stink.
And there's flies.
And there's flies.
Could be that too. And they're just hanging out, right?
Yeah, it is
hanging out. Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah, it's just weird though. That's the social routine,
when I lived in San Luis Obispo, which is where I went to school, I would I lived downtown, like literally like look out my window and there's hustling downtown San Luis Obispo, and so I used to bar hop from like one bar to another, but and that was mostly just because it was like a social thing, right? Like
Yeah.
your friends.
But
are
some people do it I'm talking 7 days a week,
Yeah.
literally.
Mhm.
I'd see them every day. Yeah. Without fail.
It's called alcoholism. It's kind of
Maybe, yeah. Probably.
It's
it's
of all the addictions, that is the one. It's funny because like if you think about like people who are addicted to meth or crack or heroin or like painkillers or whatever, and like all of these people, they just if you lock them in a room for a month, they'll eventually get over it. But the thing is that but alcoholics, it's like the one addiction that can actually kill you. Like the withdrawals can actually stop your heart. So gotta be careful with the freaking boozy booze. If you're getting those shakes in the morning, you got a problem. You might want to work on that. Get those DTs. So, or I think
have you seen changing subjects? Have you seen pictures of the fire in Northern California? The photos and Oregon.
Speaking of Blade Runner 2049,
yes,
people have been.
That was my segue.
Yeah, people have been posting a lot of pictures of the orange sky, the orange haze, and comparing it to I think it was the Las Vegas scene in. Was there a Las Vegas? Was it Las Vegas?
I don't know, man.
Where
shit was just where it was orange, which is.
It's gnarly.
Yeah.
It's gnarly. I don't think LA has ever been that bad. It's been bad, but it's never been that bad.
Yeah, it's weird.
Since I've been here. So
I don't recall it being like that either. Like that orange. It's really orange.
Yeah. Really orange.
Yeah.
Through your light through the fucking windows and your blinds orange. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't really been keeping up with the actually, speaking of which, give me 1 second. I should roll open my blinds. 1 second, just to get some light here.
Okay, something weird happened. What are you doing, Luke? He's like, wait, reminds me, I should look at if it's orange outside. Oh, because it's getting dark over there.
Yeah, it's getting dark.
Yeah, so gotcha.
I just wanted to open up the blinds and
yeah,
little light in.
Oh, okay.
But the I'm wondering what the air quality is like. It must be freaking terrible.
Oh yeah, must be awful.
But
people seem kind of in a weird way excited about this. Maybe too excited. Right? I see a little bit of not like, oh my God, it's more like, whoa. It's weird. I'm like, oh, it's actually really bad, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I'm seeing a little bit of excitement,
man. That's that is what all that that orange you see is not good. Please wear a mask. Please wear something to block out as much of the potential material that you're inhaling right now. Because I think it was just on Monday I had to step outside, or Sunday I had to step outside, and there was ash just falling from the air or from the sky, around me, and I was just I'm going to get out of this.
Speaking of which, did you know what a gender reveal party was?
I have 0 children, so it had never even occurred to me.
So I didn't know that it meant children. I thought it meant somebody who was surprise, I'm getting a gender change. I thought it was, seriously, I didn't realize, no, I'm dead serious. I didn't realize it was children. I thought it was somebody who was changing genders or something, and they were having a party, and they're spectacular, I now have no gender, or I now am the opposite gender of what I was. And then fireworks. And then fireworks and a fire, right? It's oh, let's light fireworks. I'm changing genders, right? I literally thought that's what it was, and I didn't realize it's a surprise. We're having a boy. I didn't. Who has that? Did you have a
Uh,
gender? Was there a gender reveal party for your sister
no,
when your
no,
mom came home and goes, Luke, we're gonna have a gender reveal party. I'm gonna tell you
no.
who this.
So the gender
I'm
reveal
pregnant.
thing started a decade ago. It started
Okay,
like
I
it
don't
was I think a
because that's not
woman.
for Asians. Asians don't do this.
No,
Okay,
but
thank
a
you.
woman had. Well, maybe I don't know. I
I don't
have
think
no
so.
idea.
I've never
Like,
seen. I've never heard of this before.
but like there was a woman who posted a video about a decade ago, and she had a cake, and when she cut open the cake, like it revealed like a pink or a blue frosting. Well,
Oh,
and like people saw it, they kind of like got really
sorry
like
about that.
excited about it, and then it just kind of escalated. And America likes to blow shit up, so apparently it
Fireworks.
like, and the woman who originally posted the first gender reveal party video that like kind of got the ball rolling on this, came out on I think Monday or Tuesday, and was just like, dude, like seriously, no one gives a fuck. Stop this shit, please.
Wow.
And
Mm.
actually, right before the podcast, there was a posting of, I'm not sure which fire it was, but like there was a picture of a video of, I mean, like you think about it, like people are filming these explosions, because it's like, ooh, like the reveal's about to happen, like, or gotta fucking videotape this shit. And so
Yeah.
there's video of the one of the explosions, and like it's literally like freaking like 2 foot high dry bone dry grass all around the place, and this big old black box, decorated, that explodes, revealing
Wow.
a blue puff of smoke to reveal that's a boy, and then like everything around it catches on fire.
Wow.
And
Where do you buy such a box?
um
Party City?
I don't think they make them in Party City. I think they have to
I,
be custom made, probably out of state too, because of the explosive materials.
wow.
So
So that's
it's
probably one. It's illegal, but two, it's also really dumb in
it's
general.
and like, I mean, like if you're going to do this and you want to do it at the end of your cul-de-sac, where it's just pavement everywhere, do it at the end of your fucking cul-de-sac. But like doing it in a field surrounded with like just dead grass everywhere, like it doesn't take a genius to know that this is you're kind of setting yourself up for disaster.
Wow.
And
Yep.
like apparently, like I think there was a fire. I think the video I saw was from a fire a year ago when it
Mm.
happened,
Oh,
and
so it happened before.
it happened before.
So this gender reveal thing in the summer is like a awesome fire starter.
It's a thing,
So it's blamed. There are fires every year blamed on gender reveal parties.
People fucking in the fall, and then like like getting ready to like have a baby by the summer,
Wow.
and I guess you got to stay warm somehow.
Wow.
And it's yeah, it's this is just
Okay.
the dumbest fucking reason to have a
That's how fires
the
happen.
dumbest to start a fucking fire. It's amazing. It is really amazing. I honestly kind of feel like we're living in like one of the dumbest times of our fucking like history. Yeah, and it's all being revealed because of these,
Yep.
because of the technology.
All you got to do is watch. Yeah,
Like
the Karen videos. The
oh my
every day the daily Karen videos
dude, there's
are amazing.
so many of them. There's
Yes.
like, do you follow Karen's Gone Wild on Instagram?
I follow Karen's Gone Wild. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like every
It's
time
insane.
they post something, I'm just like, oh, here you go, and switch to IGTV and sit back and just like watch it, and it's just like it's literally like watching like a train wreck. It is amazing,
Yeah.
I'm and yeah, I mean, like I guess we're not that. I mean, maybe we were even dumber before, because like do you remember like in the 70s and the 80s, like people would say like the problem is access to information, right? Like if people had better access to information, we would all be better off.
Yeah,
can you
maybe,
remember?
but it actually made people dumber. If that's the fact, I think it made it worse. Maybe. I
Right.
think it made people worse
Or people like
because now you have people following like dumb people and
yeah.
trying to be like that. So you have a
Well,
nation of Karens. It just
or
gets
even
bigger and
like the
bigger.
flat earthers, right? Like that's
Now they can connect. You know,
QAnon shit. Like
they
I
can
mean,
connect. Oh, that they have connected.
like
Yeah, it's all yeah.
like it actually kind of makes me wonder like what is like punk rock now? Like I remember when Trump got elected, they were like saying like conservatism is the new punk rock. And I'm like, really? Is it? Because
No, it's just it's like it's like 1950s America probably.
right, yeah, I mean, like if anyone, yeah, I mean, you were very well versed in punk rock,
Oh,
culture,
I'm the
and
scholar of punk rock.
well, you attended many a
I know a
show
little bit about it.
and
Yeah, yeah.
were friends with many an artist,
Sure.
and so like what like I don't, I'm assuming you've probably never had these
No.
had to ask the question, but like as
No.
someone who has lived vicariously through these like through your your punk rock friends, unless like you had a mohawk, and was rocking Dr. Martin's boots a long time ago.
Maybe it's like old punk rock people that become really conservative. I'm not sure,
Well, the freaking bassist from Nirvana is like a total like Trump
He is.
you
Oh no.
from dude from I understand.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but like
Yeah.
I kind of feel like conservatism is the antithesis of
Yeah, that's what I feel like too.
punk
It
rock,
should be the opposite, but
right? Like
I don't know. Who
it's
said that anyway? Like the bass
some,
player from Nirvana? The
no
bass player
someone
from Nirvana said it?
someone on Fox basically said
Okay.
it.
Because I mean, Beck called himself a loser.
Mhm.
Huey Lewis said it's hip to be square.
Right.
I don't know.
But like those are not those none of those are punk. Beck is indie, but like
yeah. No, they're not punk, but you've got these musicians calling themselves all these like things. So maybe the bass player for Nirvana said, conservatism is the new punk rock.
no, I don't think he said that, but like it was.
I'm just making that up.
A Trump spokesperson that said it. Like I remember when they said it, and I was just like, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
Like, what did you just say? Like,
it's okay. They're just making shit up, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
no, but like, I mean, like, I guess to a certain degree, like, I think the way they see it is that there are less conservatives than so-called liberals.
Mm-hmm.
And even people middle of the road people would probably fall into that left of center category rather than the right of center category. And because there is less of them, they are essentially the socially oppressed, and they are rebelling.
Wow, Proud Boy style?
Like,
No.
Yeah, like are Proud Boys the new punk rock?
No. No, come on, no.
Did you see there was video actually just recently that I saw yesterday of like Proud Boys with like bats, like swinging at freaking Black Lives Matter people in Portland and stuff.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, yo, not this, like the joke is not funny.
Wow. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Freaking like I really like the technology has really just shone a light on just how dumb human beings really are. We are a real hopeless fucking race.
Well, speaking of hopeless, I like watching people fighting each other though, also on social media, like not verbally but actually physically fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like fight porn on Reddit. There's a
oh yeah, you introduced me to many of my favorite currently favorite Reddit channel.
Oh, actually, my favorite is Instagram crime faces. Crime faces? Yeah, crime faces. It's an account, and the guy basically MCs a fight. So it's a recording of a fight, and you could tell this guy wrote and like somewhat. So he writes a rap, and like you could just tell it's done in pieces. So he probably raps one sentence and then cuts it and then raps another one until he has like it's almost like he's emceeing a fight.
Oh
And
my
I
God,
really
I'm
I love that.
following
And
this.
I got addicted and I watched like 40 of those in a row because he's actually like telling a story but rapping, and then it's a fight.
Okay.
And then you could watch the fight in its entirety without him rapping. You could see both versions.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see. It's so
now
stupid, it's great.
following him. Thank you very much, Eric. Like,
Yeah.
you introduced me to Public Freakouts, and
Oh, it's amazing.
like I was
that's
already
also,
like on.
that's
like, the-
Karen's. That's Karen's and fighting all in one. It's really good. Seriously, Karen's and fighting.
Yeah, Public Freakouts. It's that one's great. That
It's
one's
the
great.
best. It's the best.
But like, do you do any TikToking or
No,
not
I don't.
making? But do you actually watch like?
They all get reposted into Public Freakouts and stuff. So that's the only time I see it. Seriously. Yeah.
Because like there was a pretty gnarly one that like came up on Monday. I think it was I think his name's Brian McNutt. One. It's like this like vet who like basically killed himself on Facebook Live.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it was bad. It was really.
Oh, you
bad.
watched that?
I saw it.
Oh, I didn't watch that. Well,
basically like
I'm not into like that as much as I used
No.
to be.
No,
I used to have to watch those things. I kind of don't watch them anymore.
Yeah, no, you don't want to watch this one.
No, I think I like humanity. So Karen's is kind of funny, and I'm kind of getting a kick out of that. And like fights, okay, that's funny, but like someone killing themselves is like
No,
I used to think that was interesting. I'm like, well, that's like a human condition, right? It's a suicide, and it's like now fame whoring to get to the suicide level, like.
No,
But now, and I'm now like I like humans too much. I think.
No,
I think
well,
I like humanity.
the reason why I brought it up was because apparently it got like shared all over TikTok.
Oh wow. Yeah,
and,
I missed it gladly.
Yeah, so like people like are like watching a video of this guy at his desk, and he's like on the phone and like going, "Oh, now you want to talk to me, and now you want to talk to me." Then hangs up the phone, and he's on Facebook Live, and then like he just takes a shotgun, puts it underneath his chin.
Oh.
And yeah.
Oh my god.
So I was, and it's just kind
Yeah,
of.
I want people to fight the battle the next day. Like I want.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like if there's a fight, someone gets beat up, I'll watch it. But I know that person got beat up. They'll get up hopefully the next day and be okay.
Right.
I don't want them to die. Right. And then Karen's. You know what? You go crazy and talk all that Karen shit and be racist. Like maybe your life to me, it's got less value than mine or yours or maybe any of our audience.
Yep.
But I want you to come back the next day and do it again. I mean, just,
Yeah, absolutely.
even if you're an asshole,
Yeah.
I don't want you dead necessarily. I want you to come back and battle again and keep
No,
battling.
but
And long as there's no, I don't want violence necessarily. Like, I don't want you to be dead, but.
No. Yeah, I was.
Maybe one day you'll learn. Maybe one day you'll just Karen out of it. You'll just grow out of Karen and stop. I don't know. No, that's too hopeful. But whatever.
Well,
I don't want.
They usually come out with an apology video or some sort.
Those are the best. That's when they lose their job, or they're like, "Oh shit, there was a camera. I'm gonna lose my job now. I better apologize now," and it's too late.
Yeah, I just saw the whatchamacallit, the Taco Bell one, where like this woman like was screaming like because she bought like 2 tacos and 3 burrito supremes, and it came out to $15, which I think is a lot of money for Taco Bell. And
Taco Bell's supposed to be cheap. What are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Taco Bell tacos were 69 cents a piece?
Shit, I remember when they were 39 cents, but okay. They had a 39-cent menu. I remember that.
Well,
a 39-cent menu. They did.
Yeah. Well, the thing
it was a while ago.
You know how much a Taco Bell taco costs nowadays?
It's $1.
A lot more than $1, buddy. Like
$1.25?
Like $1.50.
Oh,
I know.
Like...
I don't even feel like I don't even.
That's a shitty ass taco, but it's all good.
Well, you know what? Like,
is it crunchy? Is it still crunchy? Okay.
Look, dude. Sometimes when you're in the mood for Taco Bell, you're in the mood for Taco Bell.
Man, I haven't eaten Taco Bell in a long time.
There's no taco truck out there that is going to satisfy that that Taco Bell urge because
I don't know. Do they? Yeah, I don't really do that, but okay. So do you eat the one with the Dorito shell? Don't
No,
they have a Dorito?
no,
Okay.
I stick with the classics. Like when I go to Taco Bell.
I gotta try this again. I haven't had Taco Bell in years. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I might even do it tonight.
yeah, just get the taco or the normal taco or the burrito supreme or the like those are like solid Taco Bell items that I feel like you can
Chalupa?
sneak around. I don't do the chalupa. Like that's like
Oh.
that yeah, like all that like the cheesy chalupa wrap, whatever, or like the double decker tacos, or the not the Doritos flavored like Taco Bell, whatever. Like this, I
Isn't
can't
there a
do that.
soft taco with a hard taco in it, or vice versa?
Yes, there is.
What's that?
I think it is a crunchy taco with a soft taco tortilla with, I think, either beans or nacho cheese, on it and wrapped around it.
So you get a bite of crunch in the beginning, and then
You get a
you
bite
have
of, you get like the soft,
soft on the
chew
outside.
on the outside and a
Oh,
crunch,
oh,
like inside there. I think it's beans. It might be beans.
okay. Oh, so Andy Shen on our YouTube says double decker is awesome. It is the double decker. Is that the
Okay.
double decker?
That the double decker, yeah, that is the double decker, and I think the double
Okay.
decker is
I'm
as
I'm
close to a
unfamiliar.
classic Taco Bell item as you can get. Like before you start getting into like the grilled stuffed burritos and stuff like that. And if you're going to get the grilled stuffed burritos, then just go to a taco truck, right? Because like you're going to get like that like pseudo carne asada stuff. Just go get the real freaking
Oh, I
carne
see.
asada. Like just
All right. So Taco Bell, what is the meat in the Taco Bell? Is it just it's beef, right?
it's beef. It's
Okay.
supposed to be beef. I had a friend who owned one of the most globally successful chain of her parents own a globally successful chain of Taco Bell restaurants in San Luis Obispo,
Oh wow.
and she was saying like, no, it is not like D grade beef or whatever, they people like to speculate. It's no, it's beef. And like, her parents owned this chain of Taco Bell restaurants, and she would eat the Taco Bell. And I was just like, okay, well, like, you know what's going on inside here is, better than anyone. So if you like, are willing to like, dive in there, then
Taco Bell.
uh,
God, you know what?
freaking
I haven't had that in so long. I'm gonna have to do it.
oh man, I live like one like freeway exit away from a Taco Bell, which means basically about like 4 or 5 city blocks from me. And sometimes when I'm feeling a little peckish,
Taco Bell, huh?
Taco Bell, and I don't want to eat a
Oh.
hamburger,
They have hamburgers too, right?
they don't.
Oh, okay.
They don't.
They
You
don't.
remember a long time ago they used to have the hamburger bun with the Taco Bell meat and the cheese on top of it.
No, that's a sloppy Joe, isn't it? I
It's
don't know.
basically a sloppy Joe, but like, yeah, the sloppy Joes I think are a little bit sweeter though. Like they use a sweeter kind of tomato based sauce,
Right. Wow.
Actually, I kind of hope that like sloppy Joes become like the next big food fad.
Mm.
You know,
Sloppy Joes are awesome.
sloppy Joes are awesome.
So Taco Bell's logo it's got purple in it, correct? Without me, I haven't looked at it in a long time.
Purple and kind of a
Like
magenta,
purple, white,
red,
magenta, and black or something.
something like that. There's
Yeah.
some yellow.
Pretty weird logo. I remember it. I mean, I can't even draw it though. From memory. Like, McDonald's, you kind of know what that looks like, but Taco Bell is like, I think it's a little bit hectic. I kind of don't remember it.
Yeah, it's yellow, purplish, and magenta.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah. There you go. It's a big bell.
Yeah.
I forgot.
yeah.
But it's like a super graphic. It's like a if Shepard Fairey was gonna do a bell, it would look like that.
Yeah.
it's like a graphic, right? Hey Shepard, can you do a bell? Oh, and he'd be like, here it is, and it's the Taco Bell logo.
The guy who started the Taco Bell chain, his last name was Bell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
That's how it started. Apparently, what he did was he went to a taco place in Southern California that's still open. I forgot the name of it, but I could look it up and, if you guys really need to know. That like was making hard shell tacos in Southern California.
You mean Tito's
And
Tacos or something?
what?
Tito's Tacos? It's
There's
Tito's Tacos.
Tito's and there's another
They
one. I
they do
think,
hard shell. They
yeah,
do a hard shell.
but there's another one that starts with an A. That like I think
A.
it's in like the valley.
Oh, okay.
And like they kind of started with the hard shell taco. They also did hard shell tacos too, and they're the
Wow.
two big hard shell taco like super space places in Southern California. If you want to get an authentic hard shell taco,
Authentic hard shell taco.
Well, if you want to get the original hard shell taco,
Okay.
how does that sound?
So
yeah.
So Andy Shen said they stopped offering the double decker recently. He said he thinks they stopped offering it.
Oh no.
And then Duncan Stewart says Sloppy Joe's shouldn't have cheese. I guess maybe not, right?
Really?
I don't know.
I can see.
I mean,
like,
I assume Duncan Stewart is an expert on Sloppy Joe's.
his name definitely implies like to have the name Duncan implies that you are very well versed in Midwest culture.
Yeah, or you know.
Sorry,
Yo-yo,
Duncan. I don't.
Yo-yo brand, Duncan Yo-yos. Anyways, then Andy Shen said they stopped offering the Mexican pizza.
Yes,
and
I've
people
seen
are mad.
a lot of posts on that.
And people are mad. What was the Mexican pizza? Is that a hard shell taco, just open face?
No,
Like, what would that be?
They used a deep fried flour tortilla. So,
Okay.
As opposed to a corn tortilla. Yeah.
Crispy ass corn tortilla or crispy ass flour tortilla.
Crispy,
Gotcha.
light, because it's light. It's flour, so it's lighter.
Right, it's thin too, right?
And well, I mean, it's a little bit it's thin, and it had a layer of meat and beans in between the two layers of the deep fried tortilla, and then the top had sauce and cheese and tomatoes and scallions.
Scallions?
It had green onion to
I gotcha.
like
I
to
got an
give it
idea,
a-
man. Let's add scallions. It's like,
Dude.
whoa.
Dude,
Dude, it's now a pizza. It's now a pizza. You did it. It's now a pizza. There's green onions on it. It sounds terrible.
Green onions freaking like brighten up every fucking dish. Like you could take like a 25-cent pack of instant ramen, boil that shit up.
Well, that's
chop
because you
up
have
a green
fresh
onion.
you have a fresh ingredient. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, it totally helps. Fuck
Yeah.
man. Jesus.
Shit, put bacon in it. I bet you it'd taste good too.
You know what I found is like my fried rice secret ingredient is
Bacon.
Yeah.
Hell
like,
yeah.
I will like dice up bacon and I'll fry it I'll fry it up and then I'll put the rice and then I'll put the scrambled eggs in there and the green onions.
Oh, wait. This is a good topic. Important one. Fried rice, everybody. So we have Duncan Stewart and Andy Shen. So there's an Asian guy, white guy. White guy, you probably don't know how to do fried rice. You don't know how to do that. Anyways.
Dude, if Jamie Oliver can't do fried rice, then fucking you can't do fried rice.
So you just mentioned how you do it. So often with fried rice, I do the egg first.
I do the egg usually do the egg first.
I put in the egg first.
But the thing is and I usually will cook the eggs till they're halfway done before I put the rice in. But if you're going to freaking fry up fresh bacon, you either have to fry it up separately in a separate pan because it'll leave too much carbon in the bottom of the pan, which the eggs will catch on, and it'll just ruin the look of the eggs.
No, lower heat on the bacon, maybe. Lower heat on the bacon, so it gets like kind of that oily little whatever, and then boom.
Yeah,
maybe
having some of that bacon fat in with the rice.
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether I've been like experimenting with making fried rice now for about God, how many years now?
I've been doing it too. Me too, actually. This is funny. So I've been doing the exact same thing, but I've gotten lazy. So I want to do it all in one pan. Like I don't want to go, I'm going to take this out now, then cook this thing, and then add it together, and recombine it later. I used to do that. Now I kind of want to just do a one pan.
Oh yeah.
Nothing gets removed from the pan.
Oh, absolutely. It should be a one pan dish.
Because I see a lot of people do them separate. Like you cook this and put that aside, then you do this, and then you add that back in later, like the eggs. Some people do the eggs, but then take them off the thing. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I mean, I see the reason, but I don't. I want to do a one pan job.
Geez. Yeah, no, completely agree. Like, and I think adding the rice while the eggs are still a little wet, like
Yes, because that way you get the fucking wet egg on the rice.
nice. Yes, exactly.
Bam. And
Yeah,
then
like
okay, see, we're on the same page.
yeah, that's
Oh,
like when I do this egg fried rice, like no additional proteins, like that is definitely how I do it. But like sometimes I will like want to like put in some chicken or something like that, and like ideally the best way to do it is to have a leftover that you could dice up and then
yeah, because
add.
you're not cooking raw chicken, right?
No, yeah,
Yeah, to make
unless
fried
you're
rice.
cooking the raw chicken specifically for the rice, and then you
Yeah,
have to like do it like separately.
that's another story. Yeah, okay.
You
All
know,
right,
but
we agree on fried rice. I was ready to disagree and be like, you put the eggs in last?
no, I
Because
was
you
just
can. I mean, you can though. It can still work, but
right.
it just depends how you want to do it.
So
The
now that
philosophy.
got me thinking, wondering whether or not like I can like take some already cooking like bacon and rice and then scramble up an egg in a bowl and then pour the scrambled egg inside there and then toss it together in the heat and let the heat cook the egg, which will inevitably form curds, but really small curds, for in the rice.
So I don't have as good luck at that, but you can. But I don't really like that. I feel like it just doesn't cook right,
Right,
in my
right.
opinion. So I usually do the egg first. So at least I get, like you said, about half or maybe whatever it is, and then I add the rice.
Hmm.
But usually when I put the egg last, sometimes I feel like all I'm doing is mixing a raw egg into it, and it doesn't really ever get like I lose the crisp of the rice. If I had any kind of crisp or any kind of thing, I
Right.
feel like it's become the soggy mush by putting
Or
that.
there's another thing you could do is you could create a hole in the center.
I do that too. Oops, forgot the egg. Oops. And then I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to create the hole, put the egg in it, and cook it. Yes.
Pour it in there, let it cook halfway through, and then mix it all up
Because
together.
I have forgotten where I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot to put the egg. Like, duh.
And then you
and then
finish it off
I do it at
with
the end.
those freaking chopped up green onions. You gotta have the green onions in there. I am not a fan of carrots or peas in my fried rice.
I do it.
You do it?
Yep, I do. But I mean, you don't have to, but I
don't have
put them in. If I have them, I got them. I'll do
Like
it.
I don't buy frozen carrots or peas. I've grown to kind of accept the flavor of peas. Like maybe in the last couple years. Like I know it took me freaking 45 years to finally get over the flavor of peas, but I'm finally getting close. I still kind of, when I see a pea, my initial inclination is to push it to the side of the plate, but nowadays I'm just eating it anyways.
So
I think
Andy Shan says, I think adding the eggs last, it makes the eggs look pasty and weird if you add the eggs last. Duncan Stewart said sesame oil only or combo, and I'm like, I do a combo, and sometimes I don't even put sesame oil because I forget, but
yeah.
I would put a little bit. It's strong.
Yeah, sesame oil is really strong, man. It's like
so I would put a little bit of it, but yeah. And then Andy said, Andy says, I personally don't like the carrots and peas in fried rice.
Woo!
And Duncan is bringing up some of that Western Massachusetts super colonial peas and carrots, or carrots and peas are for pot pie. I'm like, whoa,
yes!
Where did that come from?
Yes!
The pot pie got in the conversation of fried rice.
Dude.
That is crazy.
Dude.
I love pot pie, but I mean, how did we get to pot pie? Oh, it took a guy named Duncan Stewart. Thank you.
Dude, I have been on a pot pie trip for the past year.
Well, there's a pot pie shop in Fresno had a good one, right? Chicken
pot pie place, yeah.
Right?
But I grew up in Fresno, so I feel like I grew up in the equivalent of the Midwest, or even in California. Like I love good old fashioned American style cooking. I really do. It's some of my favorite stuff. So, I just got a message from my, I guess, handler from Pop Shop. And you know why? Wow. It's because I'm pop shopping, this weekend.
Me too.
At 3:30 on Saturday.
Me too. I'm at 3:00 on Saturday. I'm doing it
really?
too. Sure.
Nice.
But we're all, that's the thing when people jump stream back and forth and whatever. So, yeah, I'm part of the art thing too.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm spending the next freaking 3 days doing these like ink wash drawings
You're
that
gonna crush it.
I'll be selling. So hopefully I can get it all done in 30 minutes.
All of them?
We'll see. Like
Yeah, you're gonna
I'll
crush it.
have some pins and I'll have
You're gonna
some
crush it.
like
You're gonna do good.
ghost bears, and then I'll have these drawings, and I'll like put it all together. Yeah, do it all together.
Do it. Do it. I'll be doing Pop Shop Art too on Saturday.
And then I was thinking, since this is the last weekend of my show at Giant Robot, I could come by on Sunday if you're going to open the gallery at all.
Good.
Was opening the gallery worthwhile over the weekend? I mean, it was fucking hot this past weekend.
Just a little.
I mean, just a little.
I was open.
Just a little hot.
It was the hot. No, I have air conditioning, so it was fine. But it was okay. It wasn't amazing. And I had had the door open. And it was just some people walked in. It wasn't like maybe it was just too hot. It could have been. It could have been. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Like I was not leave. I was like, leave the fucking house in this weather. No.
Yeah, but you know what? On the west side, on Saturday, it was not even close to being as hot as it was on Sunday. Like Saturday, I was disappointed a little bit. Everyone's talking heat in West LA. I was like, you know what? It's hot, but it's not that hot. So that was my opinion. I was kind of like disappointed. Everyone's saying it's all hot. It really wasn't. I felt like it was under 90 for what it's worth. I mean,
under 90
for sure.
Holy shit! You know what it was over here?
I don't know what it was. It was under 90.
It was 109 in my area.
It was under 90 for sure. I was kind of like, it's hot, but it wasn't like intolerable. Like dude, I was fine.
109, and then it went up to 113 on freaking Sunday.
Yeah, that's another story, man. That's Mars shit or whatever, Venus or something. That's bad. Yeah,
it's fucking Mercury retrograding, man. It was fucking or whatever.
So basically, do you have a code for Pop Shop that you need to tell people to sign up at?
They just asked me what my 6-digit passcode should be, and I've been like trying to figure that out.
Oh, see, like they assigned me one, and it sucks because the last 2 digits are 1 and a I, but the I looks like an L kind of. Like you can't like what I'm saying? Like it's a number 1 and it's an I. But the I is capital, so it looks like a line. So it's like you're like 1 I or 1 1 or 1 L.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, and it's like they assigned it. I'm like, oh, that's a really crappy. Thank you.
Do you think
guys.
Should I just do like Luke CH as my passcode?
Something easy to remember. Yeah.
Or like
they gave mine is ERNA, Eric Nakamura 1 I.
Oh.
And I'm like 1 I. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
like you should have gave me 13, like ERNA 13.
You should talk to your like handler and go like, hey, I want to assign a new password.
It's cool. At this point, I don't give a shit. But they fucked up. Because I had people ask me, hey, it doesn't work, and I'm like, no, it works. And then I realized that last digit they thought it was 11 or they thought it was a 1L, but it's a 1I. Yeah, just because I don't know, capital I and whatever. Lame. But anyway,
is it cap sensitive?
I think so. I think it is. So yeah, it's not a big deal, but I know that people had to ask me and said it didn't work, and I'm like, that was a bad decision that they did. But yeah, so everybody join us on Pop Shop if you are on iOS. Right now it's not on Android yet, but join us on Saturday.
Please. Yeah. I will be. I'm actually setting it up so that I got my camera hanging over my drawing board and like my ring light hanging over my drawing board, so I'll be like doing some of these, ink wash pieces like live on the video and talking about process.
People are gonna love you, man.
So,
people are gonna love it.
But
then you can't. You have a hard time probably watching the chat though, right?
Probably. I might like hire my sister to like for an hour to like come on and curate the show with me. So to ask questions and stuff. So
cool. Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, So.
Or they can actually I notice sometimes. Well, I guess they would never be vocally on there, so it won't work. But sometimes some of the people help just by what do you call it? They just help online, like they're watching, going, hey, so and so asked you this. They'll
that's what I meant. Like I'd probably have my sister come to my apartment with her phone and have her log on and join in.
Yeah.
like kind of go like, oh,
Yeah.
so and so asks this and that.
It's like you're a producer. They're talking in your ear, right? Like, hey,
Mhm.
Luke, don't forget, so and so asked you for this. And then you're like, oh, yeah.
Durr.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for buying one of these, stuff like that.
Yeah. So you how often are you doing it? You're doing like once or twice a week?
I think twice.
And like, I know one of the things that you're kind of like iffy about is like you don't like. I mean, you've got plenty of stuff, but you don't like. You're apprehensive of like re-showing old merchandise.
You know what? Just got to do it. I think you
like,
mix it. Yeah, I think you mix it up. You show new stuff and old stuff, but sometimes, like during pandemic, I mean, you might not be getting as much new stuff as like if you had your normal amount of traffic in the store and people buying shit and things getting sold.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like you're probably not going to get as much new stuff as you would normally.
Right.
In my opinion, the pace might be different. So,
right.
you just got to go with it and do what you got or work with what you got, and that's about it.
And
for
those of you who
because you don't get the same people.
Right.
It might be boring to you, but it's you're sort of talking to maybe different people each
Right.
time, a little bit different.
Right,
So
well, you have like what would you say? How many followers did you have?
I don't know, a few hundred type of thing.
Right.
Maybe, but not at once. I mean, the amount of people that are watching at once, I feel like are, who knows, a few dozen, a few dozen at best.
Right. Yeah. Like you only have like a handful of those followers following, like actually paying attention to your live stream at the time.
Yeah. It's not like all of them just tune in. It's going to be like a fraction of it, and then but it's fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, I have a good time. I actually have a good time with it. So
do you have people like helping you with it at all? Or do you have Kostya helping you at all? Or
I'm streaming. I'm by myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do it by myself. So yeah, that's what I do. Like I don't rely on. I haven't really used it, but I try to do it by myself. And I did it. I did stream once with a mask on, and I felt like that was very stifling for me. I felt like I didn't want to talk as much, and then I hate to say it, my sales showed it. Like I was just like, whoa, huge drop. Like
really?
Stream, and then the one with the mask that I did for like a couple hours with the mask on was just a big dip.
Why did you have a mask on?
Because I had like extra people working in the store that day, and I was like, oh, that didn't work out very well, so no more of that. Like I won't do that anymore. Just because there was extra people working, so I was like, okay, I got to wear a mask today. Not just one other, but there was like two other people, so I was just like, oh. But then I learned that doesn't work. Yeah. So there you go. That's my opinion. Is I did better without a mask, frankly, because I probably spoke like, half as much. Just apprehensive. Like I was just like, this is not comfortable.
That's the thing. You got like it's harder to breathe. It's
just more apprehensive too. Like like I just felt. Of course, the sound is a little muffled, and people are looking at a masked person trying to sell you something. It's kind of like it's just not inviting.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I could be you on your stream, and people wouldn't even know if I had a big enough mask on. Right.
Right. Oh,
I take out my glasses. I can wear a big ass mask and just have the Luke Chew hair, and I'll do some washes or whatever you call it. I'm doing wash.
Yeah,
what do you call it? A paint tube painting or whatever you could do.
Yeah.
I'll just and then people will be like,
you guys are wondering, an ink wash drawing is basically I'm using like thin layers of transparent paint, and that's very wet and watery, and I'm building layers from that. Actually, the Godzilla painting or the subway.
Oh, that was so good, so cute. So cute.
That was like that was too much, right? That was
so cute. I loved it. Do
really?
More.
Because you're like you.
It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't. It didn't feel like
it's too cute, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
It doesn't. It doesn't fit into the normal Luke Chew, but you're allowed a cute one every once in a while.
Yeah,
once in a while we all fart, and once in a while a little poo comes out, and there you go. That was a little poo for you. You fart every day, really but once in a while this little nug comes out, little baby nug, and that was the little Godzilla painting. It was so cute. And I'm not saying a little poo is cute, but sometimes something different comes out, and there it was.
Yeah,
I loved it. Holding a sandwich, aw, so cute.
Yeah, so like it went from like I was thinking of the subway trains, then I was thinking of from Subway went to Subway sandwiches, and then I was just like sub sandwich because I didn't want to give Subway sandwich credit, and like it's like owning like the like saying that like announcing to the world that you eat Subway is kind of like I don't know. It's like saying that you love the shit out of Jack in the Box. And I don't think anyone should like love the shit out of Jack in the Box. You can love Taco Bell, you can love McDonald's, you could even love Carl's Jr. But like those are like the three like
What about Burger King?
no.
No,
Well,
right? No,
I don't know. Burger King's okay,
and
but
definitely
like
not.
or
Definitely
it's
not
like
Jack
saying
in the
you
Box.
love
Yeah.
Arby's. It's like, hi, I love eating that
Arby's.
weird
Yeah.
pressed hot beef sandwich.
What about Wendy's? I don't think I've ever ate at a Wendy's in my
Dude,
life.
Wendy's is bomb. Like,
Is it? Oh,
it's great.
never tried a Wendy's.
Wendy's is delicious. Like they
Okay.
have like that no freezer policy with their meat.
Oh, okay. Same as
So,
In-N-Out Burger, I believe,
yeah,
right?
and so like
In-N-Out
their
is.
beef tastes really good. And I think what they do with their leftover beef is they turn it into chili, which
Oh,
um,
that sounds good too. I'll
you
eat
know,
that.
and like
Oh.
what I'll usually do, like when I'm not feeling like eating a full burger from Wendy's, I'll just go order a thing of chili and I'll order a baked potato.
Wow, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, so that means you don't eat Subway sandwiches
I
or
do eat
that?
Subway sandwiches, but I don't like announcing to the world that I eat Subway
Okay,
sandwiches.
so you're the now you are also the Godzilla holding the sandwich, right? Technically.
I am. I
Yeah.
am.
Okay.
I am the
Gotcha. No,
monster.
you're the character. Yeah. Yeah.
So I well
Very short arms, by the way. Godzilla, very short arms.
yeah, well, of course he's got very short arms. Have
Yeah.
you like watched the Godzilla movie? He's got short arms.
Yeah.
You know,
Your arms are pretty long though for an Asian guy.
yeah, but
I seen your selfie
I
reach.
gotta like when you're doing paintings of kaiju, you gotta like stick with the formula.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's a very cute painting. I don't know if we're talking about it, but it's hard for people to see. But if you look it up, it's
Yeah,
the
you can
true
look it up
kaiju.
at the giant rope. Actually,
Yeah,
it's not.
it's
For some
so
reason,
cute.
It's not on this
That's because your shit was late. Or we have to put it. Oh, it's not up there. I'll make sure it goes up.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it was not up there.
Yeah, it's not on the store, but like it's
Oh
on my
shit.
Instagram. I
Okay.
was apprehensive of posting it because I was looking at it. I'm like, this is like way too cute for my freaking my feed. But like, oh well, I did it, and I wanted to like see how people responded to it, and they loved it, and I was just
Oh,
like,
it's so cute.
it,
Yeah,
it, it-
frighteningly cute.
and I was thinking of doing a sequel piece of like a smog monster looking creature holding a burrito.
Oh, I like it.
So maybe like depending on how long the kaiju shows up, maybe I'll like throw down
Do it.
freaking-
Do it.
do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Anyway,
Anyways,
love it.
Hans Lu's coming up.
Yeah, Hunslu's coming up next, and we'll probably get him on next week, hopefully on this podcast.
Yeah.
And right now he's painting a mural in Lancaster as part of Powwow.
Whoa.
You know? It's in Lancaster, and I believe it's 135 degrees there or something
I
like that.
am not jealous of him.
I know, seriously, it's like I think it was like over 110 for sure out there.
Geez.
Maybe not today, but when he was just painting a few days ago, I think it got really hot. So
I'm looking forward to his show. Like I love Hans's work.
how does that work? When you're painting that hot, it's like outdoor. It's acrylic paint, wall paint. I mean, that shit must just dry instantly.
Yeah, it probably does.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like.
Like, and I mean, like, if I were him, I'd be using cans anyways.
Maybe it is. Maybe he's using cans.
Yeah.
That shit must be bad too. Like in the heat, a can of paint. If it's in the sun, oh my god, isn't that is that holding a coal?
No. I mean, like, it'll be like you could like keep the cans in the shade, and they will like not be too hot to handle. But like the heat, the ambient heat will raise the pressure of the propellant, and so you'll get like probably like stronger dispersal of paint from the cans.
I don't know if I thought he was using rollers, but I could be wrong.
He's probably using rollers. Like a
which
lot
will
of
dry instantly. That shit will just dry. That's not even humid out there. It's probably just like fucking dry as hell and hot.
It'll dry almost as fast as can, but can paint is kind of amazing. Like I like using aerosol because of this how quickly it dries. And and the fact that like it's so opaque that when you are like using spray, like if you're using like Montana's when you spray, you could like go light and then dark and then light on top of the dark, and there's no like transparency. The paints will just sit on top of each other and like
Hmm.
be like
That's rad.
retain their
Oh, wait,
opacity.
did you know that? Is there 2 different Montanas?
There's a lot of
Right?
different brands from Montana. There's like the
No, no,
black.
no, no. 2. Isn't one of them like European, but they have the same name, but it's a total different paint company, and I think they're both called Montana, from what I understand. I learned that recently, but I don't know much about it.
If there is, that's news to me.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
that,
there's 2. Everyone thinks it's the same, but it's actually 2 separate companies, but they're both called Montana, and one's from Europe.
I know.
Yeah.
I think I think Montana started in Europe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's it, but I heard it's 2
Yeah.
different ones now.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I know they have. I know there was a competing brand for a while, and I forgot what it was called. But I remember the first time I painted a mural, like I had to use they were one of the sponsors, and like the general like aesthetic of the can, like the design of the actual label, kind of reminded me of Montana, but it didn't say Montana on it. And like if you would, they were using very similar kind of like names for the different pigments. And if you use one that was like cherry red, then you use the Montana cherry red, it was like a different, totally different like shade of red. And it's like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
Good job, Hunts.
Yep, Hunts Lou.
That's I don't get those invitations.
Not yet, anyway. You should, but
I've reached out to what's his name?
Okay, so wait, here it is. Somebody wrote, Jay Hara wrote, there is a German and Spanish company. The Spanish company is the original. So there.
Thank
but
you,
why
Jay.
are they called why is it called Montana, but it's like in Europe? Montana might mean something else.
It's
I guess
Spanish.
Not just the state name. Is it?
Yeah, isn't Montana Spanish?
I have no idea. Tony Montana is whatever, Cuban. I don't know.
Yeah, but like
maybe that name Montana, but Montana is probably like what, Montana or something.
Right.
Like it might actually be Spanish, but I have no idea.
Because like all the those names are kind of derivative of like.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's maybe Montana with that little squiggly thing over the end.
Right.
Then I'm like, oh yeah, of course it is, but we turn it into, hey bro, it's Montana.
Montana paint. Like, well, you know what's okay, so this is something that like blew my mind that I learned freaking a couple months ago. And like I took issue with, for a while I took issue with Rodeo Drive because it just sounded freaking hoity-toity and fucking bullshit, and like versus rodeo because that's they're spelled the exact same thing. And then I was talking to a friend of mine who is of like Latin descent, and she was telling me, it's like, oh, rodeo, and I'm like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, that's like rodeo is the way it's supposed to be pronounced. It's like, like Los Angeles and Los Angeles. Like, I think in like the mid 20th century, like Los Angeles was not Los Angeles. It was Los Angeles. Like they would instead of, giving the G a J sound, they give it a G sound. So because it was more Anglo. And so, yeah.
But the street is interesting, right? Rodeo Drive. So there's a point where people actually pronounce it differently in LA, though.
Right? Like it's past Wilshire. Like,
is it past Wilshire, or is it south of like Pico or something? It turns into rodeo.
Right. And like,
right. And they actually say that. They say, oh, it's rodeo, and it's not rodeo at this point. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, no, it's lame. It should just be rodeo.
Like once it leaves Beverly Hills, it turns into rodeo.
Right. And like what I kind of got, like I got a little upset by the fact that like when I heard them referred to as Rodeo Drive, I'm just kind of like, oh my god, it's so fucking like, Rodeo Drive, and it's just like
that's how they say it.
and I'm like, dude, like, you guys are fucking assholes. I hate all of you. And then like, to realize like, oh, they're simply taking it back to the original Spanish pronunciation of the word.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose. I think they want to do what you're doing.
Right.
Oh, rodeo.
Oh, it's rodeo. Oh. And it's like, oh, and look, go back to the
do it
rodeo,
too.
plebes.
Yeah.
So, Spanish, something, man. I never took Spanish classes.
Me neither.
So I'm, at a bit of a loss with that.
I have no idea either. But
anyways, it's been an hour and a half, sir.
Yeah. Yep, we're good. But don't forget, everybody, tune into Pop Shop. That's when you'll see us next. I'll be around there, and Luke will be there on Saturday.
My password is LUKECH.
Luke. Mine's ERNA1I. Terrible. Anyways, but do tune in. It's only for iOS right now, right? They haven't launched
it's only for iOS. And for those of you who don't have access to Pop Shop, I'll be continuing the edition and selling them on my personal online
giant
store.
Robot. Oh no. I'm kidding. Luke Chew.
We'll work on something else.
Luke Chew Instagram.
For
Luke Chew
Robot.
Instagram, everybody.
But that and for my Big Cartel store, which is like Luke
Big
Chew
Cartel.
.bigcartel.com or something like that. And so we will but we'll see you next week. Let's hopefully with
Huntsville, I hope. Yeah.
Thanks. It's always good chatting. And
all right,
for everyone who participated on the stream, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Yep, you guys have
Goodbye.
a good one. Peace.
Robot and the Bear, sayonara. But I don't know how to shut this off.